Come with us as we head back to Nepal to hike the Everest Base Camp Trek. This will be my third hike in the Himalayas and Wes's fifth. We asked Ian of Ian Taylor Trekking to customize an ascent-only trek since hiking back down the EBC trail would likely be too arduous on Wes's newly replaced knee. To outline the trek, we flew from Kathmandu's Tribhuvan International Airport to the trailhead in Lukla on April 19, 2025. Once we reached Lukla, we had breakfast at the top of the runway and headed to Manjo. We made it to Phak Ding and called it a day. The next morning, we set up for Namaste Bazaar. On the way, we passed through the Sagarmatha National Park Gate. From there, we tackled Namche Hill. We spent 3 nights in Namche to acclimatize, facilitated by walking high, followed by sleeping low each day. From Namche, we headed to Tangbuche, which sits at 12,795 feet. The last couple of hours is a long, dusty climb. From here, we moved on to Dingbuche for 2 nights. The extra night helps with acclimatization. Walking high, followed by sleeping low on the second day improves the process. Feeling refreshed, we trekked to Lobouche, landing at 16,141 feet of altitude. Wes was thrilled as his new knee showed no real fatigue. We changed our plan on the way to Gorakshep. Weather was moving in, so we sadly abandoned our hike up Kalapatar for sunset due to low visibility. The new plan was to spend the night at Gorakshep and the next morning head to the base camp. Our hope was for a window of clear weather to open up, allowing a helicopter to land and take us back to Kathmandu. Later in the day, we got our wish. I love the mountains, and we are thrilled to be back. The beauty that surrounded us on the trail, the villages and monasteries made us pause and realize how blessed we are. The people we encounter on these Nepal treks have been the kindest and most hardworking people I have ever seen. They always smile and offer a kind namaste greeting as they pass you. We think Nepal is one of the best places in the world to hike. We suggest you enjoy this wonderful trek before the ever-growing conservation pressures step on the loose construction nature of the adventure. We are so grateful we can still do these demanding hikes, given all 4 knees between us have now been replaced. That said, I told Wes I was up for one last high-altitude trek. We selected the EBC over Kili as we deemed it a perfect match for Wes to put his new knee to work. What made the EBC ideal is it has tea houses all along the trail versus tents, helicopters to get you from Kathmandu to the trailhead in Lukla, and best of all, helicopter service from the base camp back to Kathmandu. By lopping off the 2 days' time that a plane takes getting to and from the mountain trail, along with recouping the 3 days it takes to hike back down from the base camp, we hope to squeeze in the entire hike during spring break from my elementary school job. The end of April has historically been a good time to hike the EBC, with cool temps and clear mornings. There would be 700 hikers that pass through the check-in at Sagarmatha National Park Gate the same day as us. The trail felt a bit congested to me. Perhaps near capacity, but our guide, DJ, short for Jangchub Dorji Sherpa, told us at times in the past the trail has seen up to 900 hikers per day. What came as a bit of a shock was when I learned trekking permits are down on the EBC this season. I can only speculate that some potential hikers got numb to the growing complexity of getting to and from the trailhead in Lukla. Tilak and Samit portered for us on the Upper Mustang, Manaslu, and the ABC. Samit took time off his job in Kathmandu to once again haul our gear up a mountain. We very much enjoyed seeing both of them again on our EBC hike.
You're a guide now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Big deal. Look
Big
how
deal.
skinny. He
Yeah,
looks
Vinny,
great.
he looks 10 years younger.
He looks great.
I know.
He looks great. What underpins the complexity getting to and from Lukla is twofold. First, Lukla flight times are very limited due to the short runway and the need for low winds, found primarily in early morning. Second, Runway access into and out of Kathmandu Airport is prioritized for international flights, many now arriving early morning versus regional flights. As a result, many of the regional flights have been bumped to the Ramechhap Airport, a 5-hour strenuous drive from Kathmandu. Some tour operators will gamble on getting a flight out of Kathmandu to Lukla, but if the flight is delayed or canceled, hikers will have to opt for the more expensive helicopter ride in order to keep them on schedule. A third factor weighing in for some would-be hikers is the real possibility of not being able to get a non-rescue helicopter ride off the EBC trail. The Khumba Pasang Lama Rural Municipality wants to stop the use of helicopter traffic above Lukla. The exceptions will be rescue flights, approved cargo flights, and some selective mountain flights. The impact of pollution from helicopter exhaust, the constant noise from rotor wash, the visual scarring and distraction from the natural beauty of the mountains, along with revenue loss from hikers skipping out on the homeward half of the trek, have all been cited as some reasons to halt this costly but convenient service. Helicopters have become commonplace on the EBC because of their ability to fly in expanded flight conditions and their flexibility to land on pads all along the EBC. We coordinated with Ian and his team, knowing the risks surrounding the pending doom of the helicopter service above Lukla. Our knees would not have been happy if we needed to hike for 3 additional days back to Lukla, but we could have done it. Others that just call it quits on the trail now face a much larger dilemma. It just happened that the day after we flew back to Kathmandu from base camp, the Khumba Rural Municipality reiterated their stance of suspending commercial helicopter travel above Lukla for the second time this year. The factors I just outlined are dynamic and ever-changing, so if you are interested in using a helicopter or wish to get a better understanding of the complexities of getting to and from Lukla, get with Ian's team for some solid advice and direction. We spent 3 nights in Wes's favorite village on the trek, Namaste Bazaar. To help acclimatize, we walked high along the ridge above Namaste one day and hiked up to the Sherpa Heritage Center the other.
Black one is called Kumbiyula, the god of Khumbu, and that is Taboche. The behind one, big one is Everest. The in front one, all the ridge are Nupse range, and the right one is called Lhotse. The white part is called Shatse. It is called Amadablam, the most beautiful, and it is called Thamsirku, and it is Kusum Kankaru.
One of Wes's favorite activities on the EBC was to visit the bakeries along the way. The pastries are never too sweet and always fresh. As for the trek itself, Wes noticed the path was cleaner than his 2017 EBC trek. Wi-Fi is widely available now, as are fancy coffee machines. There are noticeably more food choices being offered at the tea houses as well. That said, we did avoid all meat after Namaste Bazaar. Other not-so-noticeable improvements on the EBC in the recent years include stricter permitting of guides and horses.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Conservation on Everest continues to take a more active role, and now the use of heavy lifter drones is being tested for garbage disposal. Over time, this could lead to a significant departure of yaks and porters moving the freight. All the more reason to pursue this trek sooner than later. We are settling into the groove. It is now day 5 of the trek. We ascend out of Namaste, headed to Tangbuche. What made this part of the trail hard for me was so much of my hard-earned altitude was given up when we descended steeply downhill to the river for lunch. After lunch came the long hill into Tangbuche and its famous monastery. To our delight, in Tangbuche, DJ arranged to have a private puja ceremony. We had our prayer flags blessed by a lama, and the 3 of us received a thread blessing. Tangbuche was my favorite village. Everest is on your left. I don't remember the name of the one on the right. The path is peppered with lots of uneven rocks, making footing tricky at times for both people and the animals making their way up and down the trail. I would be remiss not to talk about water. Many of the great hikes around the world are facing hard times in terms of local water availability. This includes the Everest region. The moisture in the soil is in steep decline, and weather conditions deviate with ever-widening swings, as evidenced by the recent flooding on the EBC washing out parts of the trail. Hang Boucher was one of the villages on the trail that suffered most from the recent earthquake. We passed on visiting the famous Pang Boucher monastery since we received our blessings in Tang Boucher. We tried to conserve water on our trek the best we could. The trek to Ding Boucher at 14,270 feet from Tang Boucher takes most hikers 5 to 6 hours. We took it slow and enjoyed the beautiful sights. Our tea house was located at the top of the village. We spent 2 nights here. We were situated close to the acclimatization access path, which took us to 16,000 feet.
Oh, it's so pretty here. Oh, you never get tired of it. Never.
The 3-hour acclimatization hike was well worth the effort, given the amazing views of Ama Dablam, Island Peak, Lhotse, and the other surrounding mountains. That afternoon, we went to a bakery to watch a movie. Day 8, we trekked to Lo Boucher from Ding Boucher. The trail follows a long, slow trek across a beautiful, elevated route, which will lead us to the Khumbu Glacier. On the way, we stop in Lukla for lunch and a rest. After lunch, we headed up the Lukla Pass to Everest Memorial. Traveling through this memorial, we got the sense of passing through a keyway that allowed us access to Mount Everest. It was getting real now. We stayed at the new EBC tea house at 16,141 feet. Day 9 took us from Lo Boucher to 16,700 feet in Gorakshep. The air and vegetation have gotten thinner. DJ alerted us that weather was moving in and gave us the option to leave early from Lo Boucher so we could have time to hike Kalapatar, or to take our time and fully enjoy the beautiful and unique section of the trail that makes its way into Gorakshep. We took option 2. For sure, we were disappointed we missed seeing the sunset over Mount Everest from the top of Kalapatar, but pleased we made the correct choice since the visibility of Everest was near zero at sunset. To fill the time, we hung out at Gorakshep, pulled out our heavy jackets and gloves, and waited for it to snow. We had dalbat for dinner to celebrate our final night on the trek. Just before 4 in the morning, DJ gently knocked at our door and told us we needed to bug out earlier than planned for our Everest Base Camp bid. His thinking was the colder, frozen snow would be safer for us to hike on, but more importantly, to get us out in front of all the others. We were mostly packed up, so a few minutes later, we were on our way to the base camp. Our plan to hang our biodegradable cotton flags at the top of Kalapatar, the highest point on the trek, was nixed due to weather. So instead, we hung our flags between 2 high points on the trail just below the base camp. Okay. DJ is a technical climber and has been on several Everest summit expeditions. He is one of the elite Sherpas that have made it to the top of Everest. Beautiful. We were fortunate that we were matched up with DJ as our EBC guide, since the EBC does not require a hard hat, ropes, and a pick, commonplace items for DJ's normal outings.
Can't see the mountain. It's a little hazy. Sun's trying to come out. Looks like a construction site, but that is Everest Base Camp.
I am sitting at the bottom of the top of the world. Everest Base Camp.
and having tea.
And having lemon tea of all things. Look at me. Hiking the EBC is an adventure for sure, but when it is underpinned with a guide that is highly credentialed and who is also a Lama with a steep spiritual dimension, the trek was taken to a whole new level. What a great way to submerge yourself in the Nepalese and Sherpa cultures. In Kathmandu, we stayed in Tamal, hiker's nirvana, as Wes calls it. Lots of fun shopping and a wide selection of restaurants. We spent lots of time at Kay's and Dawa's favorite coffee shop. Kay and Dawa are the well-established anchor points for Ian Taylor trekking in Nepal. We had a blast hiking the EBC together. It was one of the best hikes ever. We would like to give DJ a special call out for the extra effort he put into our hike by listening closely to know what we hope to gain from the experience. A big thank you goes out to the two porters, Sameep and Kiran. Kiran is Tilak's nephew who stepped in last minute to cover for Tilak, who took a more lucrative guiding opportunity. This is the third time we have used Ian Taylor Trekking. With all the changes impacting these wonderful treks, Ian and his team keeps them as authentic as possible. We greatly appreciate all they did to make this dream come true. Pawan Shakya, owner of the Map House in Kathmandu, has once again given me permission to use one of his maps for my video. Be sure to stop by his store in Tamal to meet him.
Slick chrome on the Mustang. Drop top, no we don't play. 'Cause I'm her nicotine. Uh-oh, don't act like you don't know. Frontin' 'cause you want it. I got it. Can't stop till we got it on lock. Girl, you know I want it. You got it. Let's be renegades, reckless, running through our veins. Let's be renegades, good for nothing, runaways. That girl got her own bag, you know that I like that. She got my heart on her sleeve. So what? Stick 'em like a hole up, working 'cause we want it, we got it. Let's be renegades, reckless, running through our veins. Let's be renegades, good for nothing, runaways. Uh-oh, don't act like you don't know. Frontin' 'cause you want it. I got it. Let's be renegades, reckless, running through our veins. Let's be renegades, good for nothing, runaways. Let's be renegades, reckless, running through our veins. Let's be renegades, good for nothing, runaways.
We reached our goal.
This has been a Blue Skies and Puffy Clouds production.